this is going to be a bang out. I know Pot of Gold likes to, throw those SMGs in the mix. Atlantis definitely ready to do the same too. We're going to hop on board here with Mirror, who is not going to be able to find that, as Plex just absolutely rips him down. Shifu going to be grabbing this time. Shifu, a veteran in the U18 COD scene, definitely one to look out for. Batman not going to be able to find anything. Aiden, or Adeni, however you pronounce it, is off to a bit of a rough start, currently sitting 1-1. K9 Drew, though, finally finding some progress for his team, sitting at 3-1. Big time here for the side of Atlantis. They do still hold those good spawns too. Smith not going to be able to find that one. Does get absolutely beamed by Mirror. Mirror still doing his thing, locking things down. Nearly a tie game going into P2, and all control is in the hands of Atlantis. They continue to soak this time as they take their first lead of the match. Bala going to try his best. Baloo going to try his best, manages to find one before getting taken out. Big win there by Shifu. Shifu going to soak some of this time. Smith here for the reinforcements. Big one. Is he going to be able to find anything else? No. Manages to find some hits. Not going to be able to find the kill. This player is weak. Good trades there from Plix. Baloo going to be able to find that one. Big read there from that player up in elevator. Shifu coming back in, more time going in the hands of Pot of Gold. They are starting to take a bit of an advantage here. K9 Drew going to fly and big pinch. And K9 Drew going to find that one. Aiden tucked away in a corner, gets read like a picture book and put in the dirt. Flix is going to fall to Mirror there. Batman just locking things down, doing his best to soak some time here. Drew tucked away on this pillar. Big shots, not going to be able to ring true as Baloo going to rip him down. Aiden pushing up, gets cut down by Plex. Smith going to find his own. Mirror going to be able to find Smith, and this is a bang out.
Yeah, a lot of quick action. I mean, we're already halfway through this first rotation, a little bit past that. And I mean, both teams neck and neck, but Pot of Gold just a little bit ahead so far. They've got some big kills on the board. They found those good engagements. After a bit of a rough P1, P2, this P3 has been going quite well for them. They've got P4 ready to go. They're more than happy to give the rest of this scrap up to to Atlantis for the side of Pot of Gold. They need to hold down this P4 side. This player patio needs to find at least one. What a read from Mirror to hold that player off. The player patio, though, will get the trade. That's enough for now. There's a second for Baloo. That's going to be a nice one to get some time here for Pot of Gold. And Atlantis, they got almost there to tie it up, but now they're going to have a whole new mountain to climb.
Yeah, and K9 Drew is just putting in the work there, doing his best to break this hill. But Pot of Gold once again in the driver's seat. Big shots there from Drew. Going to be able to find one. Shifu with the trade. Aiden tucked away, looking to make the hero play. But from the back is Mirror as he cleans house. Flex getting in, getting active. Big nade from, I believe that was Batman there. Big nade. Going to be able to find that player, and more time going in the hands of Atlantis, trying to claw their way back into this one. Only 7 seconds remain on this P4, but we start to turn our attention over to P1. Time to play the position game, and Pot of Gold is able to grab initial, but Mirror and Drew are going to combine for, Batman and Drew are going to combine for a few there and shut that down very, very quickly. Drew does get cleaned up by Smith. Batman's
on 7.
Yeah, he wants that cruise, and he wants it bad.
One more to find it. Opportunity to try to get something going here, Atlantis. As this P1 into P2 develops, let's head to a listen-in with Atlantis to see what those comms look like.
Smooth, it's on the head glitch. The head glitch. Yeah, he's low.
Kitchen on
He's
TP,
low.
Kitchen,
okay.
kitchen.
Pick up kitchen.
Hold on. 1 second.
No. How did that guy just get through
Oh,
there?
one bottom white, one pushing piano.
Yeah, one top cat.
Yeah, kitchen. He's pushed up on the bar.
Two top cat.
Dead, Kitch. Yeah, top piano dead.
Nice, 3 dead. We need to help him on time.
Alright, I'm help.
One's gonna be white plat.
There's one in the
Yep.
back. There's one in the back. There's one in the back. There's one on white.
1 dead.
Absolute
Okay.
background.
Good one, Zadini.
Smooth weak on the left.
No,
Okay.
smooth white plat.
Dangerous hill here for Atlantis as that lead keeps growing. Pot of gold, still 25 seconds to keep that lead increasing, and they're already up almost 50 points. It's something that Atlantis really can't afford to sit back and watch happen as that lead starts to get more and more daunting the more seconds pass. And
Yeah.
Still, now trying to make this rotation over to P3. Good flush out there from Pot of Gold. They've got control of it. More than happy to give over a bit of scrap to get this locked and loaded. They get the P4 spawns as well. I mean, Pot of Gold looking like a well-oiled machine right now.
Yeah, Pot of Gold finally finding their feet. But as we say that, Atlantis manages to break in. Going to be able to find one is Batman. Batman not going to be able to find the second. Baloo shuts that down, finds another. This man is a machine. Absolutely snapping onto kids. Finds another. He is on a tear. Batman trying to shut it down here, but Baloo, Shifu going to be able to find that one on to Mirror. Baloo trying to do his best,
There's the
staying up.
cruise.
The cruise is in hand. Big tags through the wall. Smooth able to shut that down.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think Baloo has the cruise equipped, so no cruise here for Pot of Gold.
I
That's
think
one
he
thing
does.
that they'll be. Okay, I don't think I saw it up. I think that was an Archangel that he had. Unless I'm seeing things, maybe I'm blind, but even still, looking now towards this P3 and into the P4. Pot of Gold can win on this hill, but it's going to take a pretty big effort to do so. They got to clear this player out of patio this time. They do a much better job for the side of Atlantis. They get the opening pick. Shefu, though, on the long wrap, will grab a second one. Does get taken down as Smooth. Able to grab the trade. He's on 6 of his own. So many big streaks. And I did not get deceived by my eyes. That is no cruise for Baloo. So unfortunate advantage that will not come to fruition. But Pot of Gold doesn't even look like they really ever needed it. Let's go, Batman. Oh, that is a gutsy challenge to try to find, but there's nothing to be found. Pot of Gold, they continue to put their foot on the gas.
Yeah, they are just doing everything in their power to shut this down, absolutely break Atlantis' spirit, and they can do it here. They can shut it down. 5 seconds needed. That's a big contest, but Smooth with an even bigger cruise. Oh, they're not going to win. Yeah.
We're to a P1, and then it's done. Perfect timing. Pot of Gold, I mean, that's a red card S&D. And this first couple rounds are really important here for Atlantis. They need to get some points on the board early, get some wind in their sails, and try to get this going. They're going to make a fast hit here towards this B side, and they are not going to let their foot off the gas. In comes the rotator up. K9 Drew, he's got to get their switcher. Flicks way behind, faster than expected. Mirror able to grab a couple. That'll pull this round. It's still back for Atlantis, but turning and burning is Plix. He'll grab that one down to a 2v2.
Yeah, and K9 Drew still just left alone on this B site. Aiden in for the rotation, but Plix is tucked away. Smooth does get tagged up. Plix is going to be able to find K9 Drew. Aiden gets tagged up down to 1 shot. Smooth, however, has opted to bring it over to A, and that bomb is going to go down free of charge. Didn't even have to pay the admission fee. And I'll tell you what, both these teams are setting the tone early. They're not messing around, and it's really, this 1v1 is more important than either of these players know. This is going to set the tone for the rest of the match.
Yeah, this A is so hard to retake in these 1v1 scenarios, and it's because of the exact angle that Smooth is in. This upper heaven angle is so hard to clear players out of, especially with that timer ticking down. The bomb checks are so free for Smooth. And he's only going to have to really check it one more time. It's going to have to be an immediate fight win here from Aiden. And there's just nothing left. Not even enough time. Aiden takes a little bit too much. in the way of caution and pot of gold. They win the fight anyways. That's a little bit of a momentum piece at the end, just flying out, chowing out, because why not? You get that chance to set the tone, and that's exactly the entirety of that first round. Pot of gold, I mean, 3 from Flix is a great way to get an S&D started.
Yeah, I completely agree. And pot of gold, once again, like we were talking about, a little bit faster. They sort of ran it down, caught Atlantis with their pants down a little bit. So, you know, looking forward for Atlantis, they have to set the pace, and they have to get to their power positions early and often. You know, lock things down. Don't let them get in for free. Don't let them grab 1, grab 2, and, you know, still sort of play around. Like we said, Plix managing to find 3 on the round. You're Atlantis, you can't let that happen. You got to shut it down, and you got to shut it down quick. K9 Drew, speaking of, does spot Smooth, but not going to be able to find any shots into him. Aiden out to lunch a little bit, but Batman is going to find the opener onto Baloo. Shifu on a great read here on this A. Smooth is in behind him. Oh, no.
Ninja?
No
way. Look at the timing on the minimap, though. K9 Drew finds the kill. That could have gone from bad to worse so quick for Atlantis, but they get bailed. Flix now doesn't want to go quietly in this round. He's got an opportunity already. 1 foul. Shepu gets 1 there. Will trying to find more, but there's nothing to be found. Atlantis. I love the confidence, but that is a gutsy decision to make when you're up numbers.
Yeah, well, they were down numbers. That's the thing. That's when it's a gutsy decision. You're down 1, and instead of, you know, taking the fight and getting the guarantee and making it a bit more of a climbable mountain, you just lose your life for free, and it just falls apart for pot of gold. There was a glimmer of hope there for a second, but Atlantis slammed the door as K9 Drew does get some god timing there. But hopping on board with Shefu, currently sitting at 2-2. Gonna do his thing. Hitting a fast route into ticket, it looks like. Looks like it is, once again, more B pressure.
This B pressure has become pretty standard on red card. K9 Drew gets a couple shots off and will force the temporary retreat, but 1 pick from Shefu may be all that's needed to get in towards this site. Now you got to worry about the stack up here from Atlantis. If you're pot of gold, you've got to find a way past all these players dangerously. Balu, they'll get picked off early. A little bit of a sloppy play, and it's a little bit of an expansion forward from K9 Drew. Tries to catch the timing and will. Down to Plix in a 1v2. We've seen him pull this off before, but this one a little bit harder. First kill not even close as Atlantis. They'll take a great lead on this S&D.
Yeah, just Atlantis doing their thing. Like I said, controlling the pace, getting to their spots early and often. Absolutely beautiful comms there. Mirror with a great reach-out onto that player, trying to get that bomb down B. And, you know, it really does just sort of come down to that, you know, pot of gold got read like a book there. It's really all it is. So just absolutely great play out of the young men there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been consistency so far from Atlantis. I mean, pot of gold, the round they have on the board is due to the 3K from Plix. No shade, as that's, I mean, a great way to win a round, but it's not consistent, and we see it again as they drop early. This time it's Plix dead. A little bit of an awkward situation now with Atlantis. Shefu, the one standing in the way, he gets the second one as well. Single-handedly pulls it back, and it's down to Aiden to try to pull it back. I mean, 1v2 against Shefu and Balu, not impossible, but this one, it's a lot easier now with the bomb in tow. Surprised to see Shefu leave that alone, but even still, an opportunity gifted, and now let's see if it's taken.
Yeah. Currently a 2v1. Aiden in a tough spot here, but all he has to do is keep them off the bomb for 30 seconds. Peaks are not there. Position is known, and that gets shut down like Blockbuster. Just absolutely beautiful read there from Shifu, going to be able to find that one. He's currently 7-3. Like I said, this guy's a bit of an S&D demon. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out on him for the rest of the match. That may also, it looked like they gave up the bomb defuse there. That may have been 4 streaks. So definitely keep an eye out on that.
Yeah, I do expect Shefu to have an RCXD at this point. That'll be a nice piece heading into the second set of these S&D rounds. I'm surprised that Pot of Gold, I mean, were able to reverse that round. It was a great play again from Shefu, but so far, a lot of Pot of Gold wins have been because of those individual effort plays. This time, let's see if it's smooth, up close and personal behind the door. Not going to get cleared, but Shefu baits him out. Team kill from Batman is not what you like to see. Now it's down to a 2v2 when it shouldn't have been, but Atlantis, they're still pulling it back. It's down to Plix and it's down to none. Atlantis immediately punch back.
Yeah, and you know, I think you may have hit the nail right on the head when you said Atlantis have the advantage in this S&D. It seems that they're a little more composed when, you know, you get put on the back foot after a round, but you get a full reset. You know what I mean? Where Pot of Gold, they like to sort of run with momentum. It seems like in those HPs and those controls. And yeah, Atlantis just giving Pot of Gold no momentum to work with here. 3-2 is the round count. Atlantis looking to close it out. Pot of Gold looking to close the gap.
Big route being hit here by Plix and Smooth. Initial contact taken, and that may draw the arrows away from this huge flank. They find a pick as well. That'll create so much pressure on these two defenders trying to rotate through. They might get caught, and they do. First one already dropped. Second one to a sliver and traded down. Pot of Gold. A great decision made, and one they capitalize on easily.
Yeah, Plix is, you know, starting to even out here. He started off 3-1, but 5-5. But Shefu really sort of showing his stuff off here. Pot of Gold do a great job at evening things out, and we're getting this is going to be a bit of a nail biter, I think.
Nail biter's right. We're halfway done, and we're tied right up. I mean, if you look at the scoreboards, it sort of goes to show what I've been saying. It's been individual plays from Pot of Gold. Still Balu and Smooth to a lesser extent, not really coming alive just yet in this map. And if they do want to take this one down, they're going to need all 4 firing on all cylinders. But Shefu looking to do it himself. Will get the first pickup onto Mirror, but look at this fast flank from Batman. Is it spotted? Yes, it is. Down he goes. Balu with that kill. And now you've got to think, do you commit forwards or do you just try to rotate out? You know they're both here, but you're finding shots. And the kills follow. Pot of Gold. They'll get their advantage back here at S&D.
Yeah, just great stuff. Smooth. Also 4-4 and Pot of Gold with their second advantage of the map. They took that first round, and we have yet to see anybody get more than a 2-round lead. So if Pot of Gold can do it here, I have no doubt that they will be able to close this map out. But if Atlantis manage to bounce back, fight back, and tie us up at 4 apiece, I don't know. I really don't know who's gonna do it. I got to root for my prediction at a 3-0 from Pot of Gold, but regardless of what happens, Atlantis is doing a great job, and that is going to help their cause a fair bit. Finding the first 2 picks of the round before Balu going to be able to bounce back there and find a trade. Does get tagged up down to 1 shot, knows this player's location roughly is by that stage. Balu going to be able to find that one as well, making this a 2v2 retake. Positions are known. Balu does get absolutely ripped in the back, and Shefu not getting active whatsoever. Currently just sitting up in top glass in attacker spawn, finally making his way towards the bomb. Batman with the read. Batman shuts it down in Atlantis. bring us back to a tie game. 2 Rams locked in horns right now. Eagles with their talons. Oh my goodness, this is a bang.
Yeah, trading haymakers back and forth, but the consistency of Atlantis can't be understated. They've been playing their game that's been working so far, but Pot of Gold, they still need 2 to bring this one home. Same can be said for Atlantis. But after that round 1, after that first map as well, I mean, Pot of Gold, they're on their heels a little bit here. I think they expected to cruise through this series after that first map performance, but Atlantis, they're really showing what they're made of. Batman on 3 kills here, would love to get his way to an RCXD. It can be quite potent on retaking, specifically this B side, as it's going to be a B side hit. Look at number 3 on your minimap though, Plix. He's got a great route hitting behind a bunch of players. How many does he find? He gets 1, he gets the second. Plix. What a route that is, and again, it's an individual effort that gets Pot Agreed ahead in one of these rounds.
Yeah, just absolute bangers, and holy, this is going round 11, draft. This is going round 11, I guarantee it.
We're getting there. I mean, we're only 1 round away. It's gonna come down to the wire regardless. Atlantis, they have to find a response. The question is, are they going to try to do it more strategically, or are they just going to try to exploit the weak points on this Pot of Gold side so far? I mean, they've got a great second half performance from Balu, and they, like I said, they need all 5 firing, and that's what's happening. But now it's for the side of Atlantis. In a pivotal round like this, you know this is your last chance on attack. No more tricks to hide. And they're going to head towards this A side. Smooth, though, with the first pick in what is a critical round. That's an opportunity now for Pot of Gold to play numbers. The timing is just so brutal, though.
Yeah, and Smooth going to be able to find that first. That is going to be 2 down, but K9 Drew not going silently into the night to find 2 of his own, but Shefu is going to be able to find that one. Brought down to 1 shot. Aiden going to find some shots, but not going to be able to find the kill, and Pot of Gold close it out.
All right, getting right in to what is a pivotal map 3. Pot of Gold and Atlantis. You know, an extended break and a little bit of bad blood during that. I expect to see some sparks flying here in map 3.
Yeah, and it's... Whoa, what is going on with the stream? Oh, there we go. Maybe.
Looks like it's getting better. Hopefully it gets
there we
better.
go. Looks like Pot of Gold is just trying to focus on this B point. What a absolute spray and pray from Balu. But yeah, Pot of Gold's gonna get some early progress over on this B point. Plix with an absolute beamer on to K9 Drew, and yeah, they are comfortably in possession of this B point right now. Batman doing his best to play upset. Sorry, K9 Drew doing his best to play upset, but no real stopping power there. As I say that, though, big wins. Balu almost gets the snapper, but runs out of ammo. Batman going to be able to find a couple. Mirror off to a bit of a slow start. 1 and 2, not what you want to see out of the young man. Shifu is going to be able to find 1, playing his life. Mirror trying to get pushed up and play the spawn trap. Is he going to read this player here? Bit of a delayed reaction, but yes, he is going to even things up here at 2 and 2. Little bit of tunnel vision here from Pot of Gold, really focusing on that B point. Shifu, big shots. Smooth going to be able to find another in the background. That's going to be 3 dead. That should be the B point captured, because Mirror is off in Neverland. Going to be the B point captured? Maybe not.
He's trying to make something happen from the back end there, and that's a little bit of a... that's a good couple fights for Batman and the rest of Atlantis, but still on the outside looking in of this hill. And that will fall, be gone, and now heading over to A. 3 life lead for Pot of Gold, and a good amount of chime due to the extension. K9 Drew, that's a kill you really want to have back. Smooth! He'll find all 3. He's on a 6 spree. He's looking to put this round to bed early. Big life lead. Can't find the big gunfight on the point. It's Plix and Smooth with the spawn trap. That might just do it. 4 lives left in Atlantis. They're off in Neverland right now. They're got to make all the way around. That's a tough rotation to make with Smooth in your way. There goes one, looking for a second. Won't quite grab it as Aiden will find that one. Clean up for Balu. Will spell the end of this round. Only K9 Drew and Mirror left, and in a 2, now 1v9. I mean, if this happens, I will do many things, but it will not. Pot of Gold, a little bit rough towards the midpoint of the round, but they cleaned it up nicely in the first round of Control.
Let's talk about what you would have done.
I would have eaten the hat on my head, or I guess not on my head, on the chair beside me. That would have been a absurd clutch.
Yes.
But even still, I mean, Pot of Gold, pretty consistent the way through. A little bit of a hiccup near the end of that kill, the first one there. I mean, a little dangerous with that timer running low, but still Nerves of Steel. They get some good gunfight wins and clean it up.
You want to talk about absurd real quick? Can we talk about Smooth 11-5 after 1 round of Control? Talk about absurd, but he's got more than a third of the enemy's kills. Oh my goodness. But hopping on board here with K9 Drew, it is now Atlantis' turn to answer back. Smooth getting himself tucked away in his little corner there. Batman going to be able to find one. Mirror going to be able to find the second. Sorry, that was Batman that found the second, and K9 Drew that found the first. Progress being made on both points. Batman in a bit of a tight squeeze here. Smooth going to be able to find that one. K9 Drew still working over by the speed point in the U spot. Big win from him, but progress has been halted. 25-26 is the life count. Just a 1 life lead for the side of Atlantis, and Plix is going to find that equalizer. 25-25. Plix going to be able to find another on the K9 Drew. Shifu with some extracurriculars, just mag dumping, and K9 Drew did not take kindly to that. He was after, but Smooth in a great spot, going to be able to find one. The whole team is here, buddy. Just keep that gun up. Shifu going to be able to find 2 in the background. Blitz looking to find these shots, but Batman going to be able to find one, but Shifu finds the trade. Smooth going to be able to find that one. Does get taken out by Aiden in a good spot here, but gets read like the dictionary. Flick's going to be able to find him, but Batman able to find Flick. Smooth going to be able to find that one. No real progress getting made here for the side of Atlantis. Smooth getting pushed up for the spawn trap. Not going to be able to find that one. And a little bit of life left in Atlantis. A little bit of gas in the tank. They got to go, and they got to go quick. 7 seconds remaining. Balu trying to play upset, tucks himself away in a corner. Aiden going to be able to stop the clock. Once again, progress being made on both sides. Aiden not looking at his back. Time has been halted.
1 second. I mean, not much left to be found for Atlantis. They get fully put in the blender that is Pot of Gold. A fantastic secondary round to keep that lead going, and now 1 round left for the end of this series. Atlantis looking to extend. Pot of Gold looking to finish this one up. A great performance from the entirety of Pot of Gold. I don't even think any of them are even really that close to negative right now. One might be close, but I mean, it's been a great control. I mean, they've looked like they've been in the driver's seat more or less this whole time for Pot of Gold.
Yeah, Pot of Gold just they look comfortable on this map. That's really what it comes down to. They look extremely comfortable, and it's unfortunate, but it is sort of the way that the cookie crumbles, so to speak. Batman gonna be able to find one, but 29-28 already. Make that 29-27. Pot of Gold in the driver's seat. Batman not gonna be able to find that one. Smooth gonna be able to find that. Balu gonna grab some progress over by A. That gets shut down. Batman gonna be able to find Smooth as well. Mirror, bit of some windy shots there. Not entirely sure where this player is at. He does get the stun connection though, and the pinch is here. Big help from Drew, and Shifu will be able to find one. Shifu finds a second. Progress being made over at this B point. Mirror going to be able to find Balu. Sorry, Batman going to be able to find Balu. And playing this position and playing it tight, locking things down.
Big fights if you're Atlantis to keep the series alive. You've got to come out on top of this round. You're up 3 lives. Now it's a matter of converting. No ticks on the board yet for Pot of Gold. An opportunity to keep the foot on the gas. Flix with a good kill to try to open up the defense a little bit. They're going to get in towards this B side, freeze the clock for now. They're going to get, look at number 2 on the mini-map. Flix, he's having to spawn trap quickly. He gets a big kill while the rest of his team mops up. Look at Aiden, though. What a timing that is, as he gets a great flank for Aiden. That'll freeze the clock, and it'll keep it rolling, I should say. Shefu and Flix combined for 3, looking for 4. Balu says, thank you very much, I'll grab that one. Now with a 3-life lead, Pot of Gold more than in position to close this one out with the spawn trap going. Shefu almost finds a second. It's a cleanup from Smooth onto both. Mirror gets trade on that one, but it's too late for the B side as there's the timer extension. And there's Pot of Gold now heading in and bearing down towards this A side.
Yeah, and this rotation is always so smooth from them. They rotate from B over to A so effectively. Shefu just posted up in an absolute great position to lock things down. Batman trying to play upset, trying to find justice for Gotham. Is he going to be able to find it? Does manage to spot that player, but Shifu once again tucked away. Is he going to be able to find that big tags with the pistol? Not going to be able to find the kill. Does just dips his little toesies into the water there just for a second. Flix with a team kill. Interesting. 5 to 3.
A little bit of BM as that was in spawn. That's got to be some BM, and in a little bit of a what was close round. Goes to show the confidence for Pot of Gold here. They think they've got this one wrapped up. 2 to 5 lie the lives, and that, oh boy, that'll add some insult to injury. Gets the interrogation, and they'll finish that one up. What a huge finish to this game. And Atlantis, they got close in a couple of those control rounds, but the respawn